Hey, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another episode of College Ball with J Dog. I apologize I missed yesterday. I got a sick baby. She's still sick, but she's giving me a chance to get the video done. So we got a lot to cover, y'all. Y'all do me a favor before we get going. You already know what it is. Do that YouTube stuff for me. Smash that thumbs up for me. Subscribe to the channel. If y'all get me to 150 subscriptions, by the time football, the regular season's over, which is about a week and a half, I'll do something crazy for y'all. I'll record a whole episode shirtless, do something. Y'all help a brother out. If you're a religious person, say a prayer for my baby. I appreciate those in advance. We got to go over week 13, y'all. We're going to preview week 13. We got Kiffin sneaking his family around down in Gainesville, Baton Rouge. See what they think about it. You know Kiffin, he likes to bounce around. So we're going to talk about that. We got James Franklin, official to Virginia Tech. I think that's an amazing hire for Virginia Tech. We're going to talk about that. We got Boo Carter giving his side of the story, or as Paul Harvey used to say, the rest of the story. Then we got players already quitting on their team, y'all. It's a new era of college football. There's some good to it, some bad to it. We're going to discuss all that. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I apologize once again for missing yesterday's episode. But my sick baby's number one. Hope y'all understand. Let's get dive right on into it, y'all. We're going to start with week 13, previewing it. First things first. Good old Rocky Top and the Tennessee Vols head down to Gainesville looking for their first win in the swamp since 2003, y'all. I was 12 years old, going on 13. And as a 90s kid, let's pause right there. Let's talk about this spread. Tennessee's favored by 3.5. Over-under's 57.5. FPI gives Tennessee a 65% chance of winning. You got Lagway, you got Aguilar. Aguilar's got 10 picks this season. Lagway has 13. Look, as a 90s kid, y'all, I was born in 1990. Do I hate Alabama? Amen. Yes, I do. Do I hate Georgia? Same sentiment there. But I hate the dirty, swamp rat Florida Gators more than any other team in college football, y'all. If you grew up in the 90s, Philip Fulmer used to beat Alabama's ass, y'all. He was 11-5 against Alabama. The monkey on his back was these damn dirty Gators. Like I said, if you grew up in the 90s, you probably hate Florida more than you hate Alabama. And I can say I'm that person. I hate Florida more than I hate any damn team. I hope they lose every damn week, y'all. It's Florida hate week. Don't drink Gatorade. Don't listen to Tom Petty. There ain't no won't back down being played on the damn radio this week. We can't do it. We cannot drink Gatorade. We can't play Tom Petty. We can't do anything associated with Florida this week. We've got to go down there, get our first win in 22 years, y'all. I was 12 years old. I'm 34, turning 35 next month. Even if we win this game, win Vandy, don't make the playoffs, how sweet it'd be to get one more monkey off our damn back. Heupel's broke the losing streak to Bama. He's done a lot of things. He's broke some streaks. This is the streak that needs to be broke this year. Every year it seems like he breaks one. going down to the swamp, getting our first win in 22 years would save this season. We don't do predictions on Tuesday. We do them on Thursday. I'm sure y'all already know I'm a pick. I need it. I need it. I need it. 9-3 still in front of us. We got a freaking Chinaman's chance to make the playoffs. I'm talking our playoff chances are about the size of the hair on your ass, y'all. But they're still there. If we're going to make it, winning in the swamp is the start. That's the start. Vandy beating Kentucky, being ranked high enough, we beat them, we jump. We need some chaos this week. But crazier shit's happened, y'all. If you hate the Gators, if you're a Vol fan, you watch this video, subscribe to the channel, bring some good juju so we can go down to the swamp, get our first damn win in 22 years down there, y'all. Up next, Ohio State has another rough one, y'all. Lord have mercy, they got another rough one. They got Rutgers. They're 31.5-point favorites. FBI gives them a 97% chance to win the game. There ain't much to say about this one, y'all. Besides, thank you, Vol Nation, for raising a mortal hell on Twitter around campus and making sure Greg Schiano did not get hired in Knoxville. We saved this university, y'all. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have hired Pruitt. He wouldn't have been a dumbass. We wouldn't have ended up with Hop. So Vol Nation, Vol Twitter, all y'all need a round of applause for that. Ohio State's going to kill Rutgers. Like I said, if you want to know why the SEC is better top to bottom than the Big Ten, because you'll never get a 35, 34, 32-point spread in an SEC conference game. Because there's not that much room from top to bottom like there is in the Big Ten. Let's keep it rolling, y'all. This is one of those we need right here. We need Missouri. Go into Norman. Get an upset victory. They're 8.5-point underdogs. That spread dropped a point already. The FBI likes Oklahoma about 65-35. If Missouri can win that game. They got to run the ball good. If they don't have Perdula back, it's going to be a Ahmad Hardy show. Their defense going to have to play their ass off, and Ahmad Hardy's going to have to pound that damn rock, get back to his old form. But it's definitely possible they can go in there and win that game. Oklahoma got 2 games handed to them on a silver platter, y'all. Aguilar handed them the game in Knoxville. Without them turnovers, we probably win by 14 points. Ty Simpson hands them the game Saturday. His turnovers were costly. It led to, I think, 17 Oklahoma points, maybe more. Oklahoma's had these last 2 games handed to them. If Missouri can go in there and play clean ball, run the football, play good defense, they can leave Oklahoma with the win. Where are we traveling to next, y'all? Let's travel to Miami, y'all. Well, technically, we're traveling to Virginia Tech. Miami travels to Virginia Tech. 17.5-point favorites. The FPI 90-10, y'all. I don't think Virginia Tech has any chance in this game. But that's why you play the games on Saturday. There's not that many great games this week, y'all. A lot of the SEC teams are playing scrub teams just like Tennessee did last week, but they are still enough good games that enough chaos can happen where we'll be sitting in a decent spot. Now, somebody's got to make a playoff out of the ACC, y'all. And they're probably not going to be ranked in the top 12. So, I do think it'll end up being Miami. Virginia Tech, they got them a coach, though, y'all. Maybe them boys go out and play inspired, try to show Franklin what they got. Wouldn't be the first time Miami lost as a favorite. They've lost at least 3 or 4 times under Cristobal's double-digit favorites. So it ain't something we've already seen before, y'all. The game of the week, game day in town. The USC Trojans traveling up to Eugene, Oregon to take on the Quack Quack Ducks, y'all. Not wearing Trojans, ironically, is why I couldn't make y'all a video yesterday. Because I got a sick little baby in there. I'm glad I didn't. I love my baby. All right, y'all. Oregon is favored by 9.5 points. It's went up. It opened at 8.5. It's up to 9.5. FPI gives Oregon a 72% chance to win this game. Y'all, Oregon's a good football team. I'm not saying they ain't. I'm just saying I don't think they're as good as their record says. They've had a really easy schedule. They played Indiana and Penn State and Iowa. Iowa, I don't really include in that because Iowa's the same football team every year. Really good defense, terrible on offense. You score 20 points, you beat them. That's how Iowa is. So they've had Penn State and Indiana. That's the only 2 teams they've played all year. Worth a damn. And Penn State's the only team they've played that has a blue chip ratio above 50%. And they barely beat Penn State in double overtime. And Indiana went out west and beat them. USC can win this game. Jaden Mive is going to have to be on his shit. They're going to have to be able to run the ball, but they can go to Oregon to win this game. Now, me, I don't want them to because I need USC to lose so we can keep climbing them rankings. Leaning Oregon right now. Like I said, we don't make picks on this show until Thursday. I think that's going to be a lot closer than that spread, y'all. I think it's going to be a possibly last drive of the game type of game. USC's proved this year that they have improved on defense, that they're a more physical football team. And you might beat them, but it's not going to be because you punked them. Lincoln Riley, 2 years ago, after Caleb Williams, they went 7-6, scoring 50 points a game, but giving up 60. He said he is changing everything about how he runs that program, that they're going to get tougher. They're going to be better on defense. He's going to do whatever it takes. And I got to give him his credit, y'all. He's done it. Now, are they a juggernaut on defense yet? No. But to be 2 years in, a man looking in the mirror and saying, I've got to change shit instead of just sticking to the same old way, throwing shit at the wall, hoping it sticks. That's a sign of a really good coach. So hats off to Lincoln Riley for seeing his flaws and addressing them. Because a lot of coaches are stuck in their ways. They do it their way or the highway. They won't adapt. And those are the coaches that eventually get fired. If you're not willing to adapt, see your flaws, you think you're, my way works, it's the players, it's this, you're never going to get anywhere. So I just appreciate Lincoln Riley seeing that he needed to make his team more physical, that you can't play finesse football in the Big Ten or the SEC, and making a change. We got Vandy, y'all, against Kentucky Wildcats. Kentucky coming to Nashville. Vandy is favored by 9.5. I think that spread might be a little high. Kentucky, the last 3 or 4 weeks, has played really good football. They had Texas beat, lost in overtime, had twice as many yards as Texas, still lost, couldn't finish drives. Then they lose to Tennessee by 22. We go in there and sling the ball all over the yard. Joey throws for like four touchdowns, something like that. Then the next week, they beat Auburn, right? They did beat Auburn. Then they beat the brakes off of Florida, 38-7. Yeah, I don't think Tennessee's beat Florida by that many points in 30 years. This Kentucky football team is on a little roll here, and they're fighting to get to a bowl game whenever about 4 weeks ago it looked like Stoops was going to be fired and they might only win like 3 games. So they're on a little roll, y'all. I don't necessarily know if they'll go into Nashville and beat Vandy. But that 9.5 points is a lot. I'd probably jump on that because it's probably going to go down. And I think that number will get bet down. So if you're like me, you think Kentucky will play Vandy a little closer than that, I'd get on that number now before it goes down, y'all. Where are we heading to next? We're going to go out to Utah. Kansas State heads to Utah. Daggone, the FPI likes Utah about 90% in this game. The spread 16.5. I know Kansas State ain't lived up to the hype this year, but that's a lot of points, y'all. Avery Johnson's had a pretty good season, 17 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. I think losing Colin Klein to Texas A&M really hurt Kansas State. This is by far the worst year Kleiman's had at Kansas State. Kansas State's a tough football team. They got a lot of pride. That's a lot of points. I know Utah's good. That's a lot of points. I think Kansas State will make that game closer than those points say. And I know K-State's not had a great year. They didn't really handle Oklahoma State like they should have last week. But they've looked better as the season went on. They started playing a little better. They started looking more like you thought they would in the preseason. Last week they did struggle, but that's kind of a look ahead spot. They got Utah up next, Oklahoma State, who's not beat a Power 4 team this season. You overlook those games. I'm not saying K-State will beat Utah, but I think they'll give them a better game than Vegas thinks. That's a lot of points. Pitt travels to Georgia Tech, the only game their coach cares about. He didn't give a damn what the score to the Notre Dame game was. He didn't care if they lost 110-10. It wasn't a conference game. It didn't matter. His players played like it didn't matter. They got the shit beat out of them by Notre Dame. They are 2.5-point underdogs against Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech. The FPI likes Georgia Tech about 57%. Pitt can win that game, y'all. Georgia Tech, I picked them in the preseason as one of the most underrated teams in the country. I put them in the playoffs. I seen how weak their schedule was. But y'all, they're just scraping by in these games. And Haynes King's having to do it all by himself. Pitt can win that game. And that'll hurt Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech's schedule is so bad that they lose another game, their playoff hopes are done. 100% done. They're already only ranked like 16th, and they got 1 loss. That's how bad their schedule is. It's ranked in like the 70s, maybe even the 80s. Last I saw, I think it was like 77. Y'all know, if you watch this channel, you know. I've been an advocate for this. They have to figure out a way to make people's schedules more comparable. You shouldn't have one team in a conference that has a freaking gauntlet. Got to play 4, 5, 6 ranked teams and the other team in the conference. Don't have to play nobody worth a damn in the conference. It's absolutely crazy. BYU heads to Cincinnati. BYU's only a 1.5 point favorite in this game, y'all. The FPI likes them, though. About 68-32. Cincinnati coming off a loss. Cincinnati at home, just like every other team in the damn country, is way better than they are on the road. BYU's fighting for their playoff life. Cincinnati's wanting to play spoiler. Cincinnati's quarterback, I like him better than I like BYU's quarterback. Sorsby over Bachmeier. When it comes to coaches, I probably like BYU's coach more than I like Cincy's coach. Athletes, I think Cincinnati probably has a little better athlete. I think BYU's players are more fundamentally sound. So it comes down to, can Cincy get the playmakers the ball and they go make plays? I think that's going to be a really good game. That's another one. I need Cincy to win that game. Help the balls climb up. We got to beat the Gators. If we beat the Gators, we need some help. We got 2 more weeks. There's plenty of time for enough chaos to happen for us to get back in the picture. We might not get in, but we can get back in that picture, especially if Vandy wins, we win. Little chaos happens this week, then we'll see what happens next week. Next week, there's a lot of games on Black Friday, y'all. It's going to be a damn good weekend. You got Friday, Saturday, football from the time, even on Thanksgiving, you got a little football. You got some NFL. So you're going to have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. If you watch NFL, you're going to have 5 straight days. A long weekend because of the holiday. Life's going to be good, y'all. Life's going to be damn good next week. It'll be a lot better if Tennessee beats Florida. Vandy beats Kentucky, a few upsets happen. But either way, it's going to be a damn good week, y'all. If you're like me, you got so much stuff to be thankful for. You got Michigan traveling to Maryland. Maryland was having a pretty decent year, y'all. They was keeping it close in games, and then they slowly started falling off a little bit. But Malik Washington, their quarterback, has by far outplayed their number 1 player in the country, Bryce Underwood. And he's got way less to work with than Underwood does. Washington has 13 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Underwood has 7 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. The FPI loves Michigan about 82-18. That's a sneaky game right there, y'all. Maryland being at home. Michigan coming off a game they barely squeaked by, even though they had 5 turnovers, and still beat Northwestern. And Northwestern had 0 turnovers. How does that happen? How in the world does that happen, y'all? Anyway, Maryland can beat Michigan. It'll take a hell of an effort. It'll take them stopping the run and making Bryce Underwood beat them. That's the recipe. If I'm playing Michigan, I'm putting 8 guys in the box every single play. Having 2 guys watch the edge so Underwood can't take off on the read option. And daring him to beat me throwing the ball. As he has not shown nothing this year that shows you he can beat a team by having to put the ball in the air. He's got a hell of a talent, y'all. I'm not trying to dog on the kid. He's a hell of a talent, but he's got a long way to go as a passer, y'all. And from what I've heard, he may not be at Michigan next year. That's just rumors behind the scenes, y'all. That's all that is. That's the last game we're going to cover, y'all. Usually, beginning of the week, we look at the AP poll, the coaches poll. We're not doing that no more. We got the college football playoff poll. That's all that matters. So I'm not worried about the coaches poll. I'm not worried about the AP poll. College football playoff rankings come out tonight at 8:30. I'll be tuned in. My prediction for Tennessee is they'll be ranked 20th. I think we could get up to 19, but we'll definitely be 20 because 3 teams in front of us lost. Louisville, Pitt, someone else, can't remember the last one. We'll definitely be up to 20th. So I said we need a little chaos these last couple of weeks, but it can happen, y'all. Let's talk about Virginia Tech hiring James Franklin, y'all. I am ecstatic for Virginia Tech on that hire. I think that's a great hire for Penn State. They couldn't have done any better. They literally hit the lottery. James Franklin fell right into their lap, y'all. We're talking about a program that was a once proud program. And Virginia Tech hates Tennessee. Tennessee fans don't like Virginia Tech. But college football is better when Virginia Tech is good at football. They just hired a coach that will make them good at football again. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind that James Franklin will win at Virginia Tech. For one, he's in the ACC. It's a very easy conference. It's been down for 10 years. He can take advantage of it. For two, he is recruiting the same areas, y'all. Let's read this article real quick. They finalized it. He replaced his former defense coordinator, Brent Pye, was Franklin's defense coordinator at Penn State. Franklin's arrival in Blacksburg will give the Hokies their most accomplished coach since Hall of Famer Frank Beamer. Absolutely. They've endured Fuente, Pry. Y'all, this is a massive hire for Virginia Tech. James Franklin gets to recruit the same area. He's recruiting at Penn State. So he's already got relationships with the high school coaches, the players. Don't think some of his players from Penn State ain't going to transfer to Virginia Tech, y'all. Because they will. He's still recruiting that DMV area. D.C., Maryland, Virginia, Pennsylvania, Ohio. He's still in that same radius. So it's not like he's got to move up there from Florida, get to know the coaches, build relationships, and all that. No. This man was coaching a national title contender like 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. Now he's at Virginia Tech, a once proud program that he will build up. James Franklin, if he's nothing, he's only one thing, he's a program builder. Will he win a national title at Virginia Tech? Probably not. Can he build them up to an 8-9 win team every year within 3 or 4 years? Absolutely. That's what you hire James Franklin for. You hire him to steady your program out, to build the program, get it back on its feet, set the foundation. And if he makes a few changes in his philosophy, looks in the mirror, says what I'm doing ain't working. It works, but it ain't working enough to get me over the hump. What do I need to do to get over the hump? If he's had that talk with himself and he does that, who knows? He might not be able to get the talent to Virginia Tech to win a title. If he goes there and he wins 9-10 games a year, and it looks like he's gotten over there, he beats a couple of ranked teams, beats Miami, Clemson if they come back up, Florida State, teams like that, if they come back up and he gets some wins over them with less talent at Virginia Tech, another big-time program will come calling. I just think Virginia Tech knocked it out of the freaking park, y'all. I think that's a grand slam hire. So congratulations to Virginia Tech for finally getting you a coach that could build a once-proud program back up and bring them back to prominence in the national spotlight. Let's talk about old Kiffin, y'all, sneaking his family around. LSU arranged for a private plane to pick up several of Lane Kiffin's family members to fly to Baton Rouge and tour the city on Monday. They also said that his family flew down to Gainesville. Check it out. Why they had to fly to Gainesville, I have no idea. Layla, that's why he met her. You know the story if you're a Tennessee fan. If you don't, Kiffin met his wife. She went to Florida. He knows about Florida. They had to go check out Baton Rouge. Now, what Kiffin's doing to Ole Miss is pretty shitty. He needs to make his mind up and say, I'm either staying, sign a contract extension, or go ahead and put the knife in their back and move on. It's a distraction to his team that is going to be in the playoff more than likely, by the way. So he's literally getting a spot where his team's in the playoff. He's got a chance to go compete for a national title. And what's he worried about? Other jobs. Last time this happened, with the Auburn shit, his team fell apart down the stretch. They don't make the playoffs. This year, they're probably going to make the playoffs because all they got left is a FCS team and then Mississippi State. Mississippi State could beat them. They'd probably still be in the playoff. But he wouldn't be coaching them. You can't. If you go to another job now, the portal opens while you're in the playoffs. So if you're in the playoffs, your team's in the playoffs, you can't stay there and try to win playoff games. And the team you go to have no coach to be trying to recruit for the portal. You see what I'm saying? After Oklahoma win, he told the fans he was staying. Well, then LSU job come open. Florida's still calling. The Giants are calling. They said even the Titans might call him. I went from saying it, I think he'd stay at Ole Miss to I'd be shocked if he's at Ole Miss next year. There's just too many people wanting to hire him. He can't coach at every one of them, but somebody's going to talk him into leaving. That's what Lane Kiffin does to him. He don't stay places very long. Do I think he'd be dumb to leave for Florida? I do. Now LSU, that's a hell of a job. I think he can win at Ole Miss too. Do I think it'd be easier at LSU? Absolutely. So at this point, I put a 10% chance on Kiffin being at Ole Miss next year. 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, whenever it was, they beat Oklahoma. I would have probably put a 80% chance on them being at Ole Miss next year. Then LSU come open. Now the Giants are calling, wanting to reunite him with Dart. You got the Titans, all these NFL jobs. I hope he stays at Ole Miss for Ole Miss' sake. It would be, he just literally done a documentary talking about how he's happy at Ole Miss. His family loves Ole Miss, this and that. And then literally a month or two after that documentary comes out, he's probably going to bolt. I know how it feels, Ole Miss. If he does leave you, I know how it feels. I'm sorry. Hopefully, y'all handle a little better than ball fans did. But at least you knew it was coming. He just up and left us in the middle of the night and told us to go screw ourselves, shove it up our ass, and then tried to steal all of our damn players on the way. And back then, it wasn't like that. There wasn't no transfer portal and all that. He's calling players saying, "Oh, don't sign your NIL, don't sign your NLI, national NI. What is it? National letter of intent. Yeah, NLI. Don't sign your national letter of intent. I'm going to USC. You follow me." Boo Carter, y'all. Boo Carter's confused and hurt as to why he got kicked off the team. Even though he should have got kicked off the damn team before the season started. Hopper wanted to give him one more chance. The team told him, give him one more chance, coach. And he did, and we regret it. Says former Tennessee defensive back Boo Carter says he's confused about what is coming out about him no longer being with the Vols, and Josh Heupel wanted him to play through injury. It was a great time at Tennessee, 2 years, but the season ended short for me. I'll just say goodbye from that point on, Carter told John Bryce. Like to me, I'm confused. I don't really know what's going on about dismissed or the extra stuff he said in the media with me in the locker room of following the rules or standard. I've been doing everything I could. I told him I was hurt. He wanted me to play hurt throughout the whole season. I don't know how he's putting it, is making it sound like stuff that happened in the fall camp still. Boo's been a headache even before he got to Tennessee, y'all. He literally played at 4 different high schools in 4 years. And then he comes to Tennessee, almost flips, goes to Michigan. And then he has a good freshman year. And then he holds us hostage because he's going to go to Colorado, play for Dion, play both sides of the ball. What do? We say, well, we'll give you some snaps on offense. Well, okay. He gets his money. What's he do all summer? Kickoff. Don't show up to workouts. Don't do this. Don't do that. Out here doing this and that. Out in California while we're having workouts. Hopple makes him do all this stuff to stay on the team. And even all throughout the season, he's kept hearing whispers. Not to mention, the kid was getting smoked every Saturday on defense. Getting absolutely smoked. The only thing he done good this year was return punts. And he dropped a few of those too. Now he's out here trying to play the victim. Oh, we wanted him to play hurt. Bullshit. Hopper would not want you to play hurt. If that was the case, we'd be pushing Jermod McCoy to play. You know, the All-American that's recovering from ACL surgery. If he's going to try to get a player to play hurt, it wouldn't be you who's gotten smoked all year, didn't put the work in, don't care. Your mom's a thug on the internet talking a bunch of junk too. I rooted for you so damn hard. Last year I was telling people you're going to be the best defensive back in Tennessee since Eric Berry. Instead, you let the money and your talent get to your head and you didn't want to put the work in. Then on your way out the door, you try to lie some more, make it look like Heupel's just out to get you. Why would he be when you help him win games if you put the effort in, you play, and you try hard? All that potential, you help us get wins. Why would he be out to get you? And he ain't wanted you to play hurt, so don't sit there and you should have left when Nico left. That's when you started your shit back up. When Nico left, you and Nico are 2 peas in a pod. Nothing's y'all's fault. It's all everybody else's fault. Nico didn't look that good last year because our receivers, our offensive line, our play call, and this. Well, then look this year. Aguilar's throwing the ball all over the yard. Does he throw some interceptions? Sure. But we got our starting 3 receivers are all top 10 in the SEC in yards. So was it our offense? Was it our... No. Sometimes you got to look in the mirror and see that you're the problem. Trust me, it sucks. Being a man, it sucks to look in the mirror and say, I'm the damn problem. But everybody's got to do it at some point. Boo's been a headache since he got in high school. You don't bounce around from school to school to school to school if you're not a problem. I hope Boo the best. What really cracked me up is he got 2 SEC schools he's interested in transferring to. Alabama and Kentucky. Well, I think Kentucky might take him. Do you think Alabama's going to take the headache for what you put on film? Your freshman tape was amazing. This year, you looked like crap. You got smoked left and right to the point we wouldn't even put you outside to make up for a freshman because we didn't trust you. Then you got benched and probably showed your ass more than we know. Heupel's not going to throw you under the bus. But Austin Price, them boys from VolQuest will get the word and they'll put it out. And the truth will come out. And it's not that you're hurt. It's that you are wasting your talent and potential because you think you're bigger than the team. You think you're something special. Your mom's on Twitter and stuff running her mouth all the time. Dad, too. 4 high schools in 4 years. Should have told us everything we need to know. But every coach will take a chance on a guy like that and hope they can get through to him. Couldn't get through to you. Good riddance. I hope you have a good career wherever you go. Maybe Colorado. Deion probably ain't going to be there to save you, though. Deion's had way too many health problems. They're having a bad year. I think Deion will probably just hang it up after this year and enjoy the last years of his life, worrying about football. He just needs to go relax, hang out with his kids, enjoy his life, not worry about coaching Colorado. Which he might not do that. I'm sure he'll take you and hope he can get through to you. But you see what he did with Cormani McClain, told him to kick rocks. Sounds like you're just like Cormani McClain, so he wouldn't put up with your shit either. Last thing, y'all. Sorry, that pisses me off. We gave Boo chance after chance after chance, and all he did was shit on it. Kid has potential. You try to help him, and all he do is make you regret it. Last thing, we've already got players quitting on their team, y'all. I absolutely hate this shit. Boo Carter quit on the team. You can say Boo quit on the team because he did. And then you got a guy from Miami, Ohio. Literally was a late scratch in their last game, right before the game. He informs his coach that he's leaving the program to prepare for the NFL. The kid's been in college for 7 years, y'all. He played for Toledo a few years, went to Baylor. Didn't work out at Baylor, went to Miami of Ohio. What are you preparing for the NFL for? If you played in college for 7 years and people don't even really know your name, Daquan Finn, you're just quitting on your team. You probably got your last check, said, oh, well, I'm done. This shit started as bowl games, y'all. In bowl games. Maurice, what was it? Leonard Fournette. Oh, I'm sitting out the bowl game preparing for the NFL. Then Clowney. Then this guy and that guy. And now it's half the fucking team sits out bowl games to either transfer or get ready for the draft or do this or that. Now they're UNLV's quarterback last year was having a hell of a start to the season, so he entered the portal because he wasn't getting paid enough. He said they lied to him about NIL. I don't know. But you're still quitting on your brothers, quitting on your team. There's another guy entered the portal. There's already been a couple of Oregon players enter the portal, but they're not playing. They're redshirting. Now you got a guy just quitting on his team in the middle of the season to prepare for the NFL. Where does it stop? That's the stuff that makes me say on here that college football is about 5 to 10 years away from losing its fan base. There'll still be people watch, but you won't be crazy about it, tuned in all the time, fanatical about it, worry about it all year like you are right now. Because for one, you can't even get favorite players hardly anymore because you don't know if they're going to be there from year to year. Now, they'll say, oh, well, the season's over. I'm going to sit out. Screw you guys. I don't care about the brotherhood. Don't care about the team. Go lose a game while your starting quarterback sits out to prepare for the NFL. Where does it stop, y'all? Where does it stop? until they do collective bargaining, and these players have to respect their NIL deals and can't get paid $2 million by Tennessee this year, sign a 4-year contract for $8 million, and then the next year somebody says, well, I'll give you 4. Okay, screw that contract. They can't hold me to it because we don't have no collective bargaining. So I just bounce around to the highest bidder every year till I go to the NFL. Something's got to happen, y'all. And even the way the portal is, they moved it a little bit, but it's still happening while the playoffs are going on. So you got teams in the playoffs that are losing players to the portal while they're still playing. The NCAA needs to figure it out. They really need to let somebody like Saban or somebody like that be the commissioner, make the rules, and save the damn sport that we grew up loving. I still love it. Obviously, I'm still fanatical about it. I'm here every single day talking about it. But I know, I see it. It's on a decline, and they can still save it. But they better save it before it's too late, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Sorry I missed today's episode. Like I said, sick babies are more important. Y'all say a prayer for it if you're religious. If you're not, no big deal. Please subscribe to the channel. Hit that like button. Get in the comment section. Thank y'all for tuning in. God bless you. And go Vols.